Hi everyone, my name is Dan and welcome to the new exhibition here at the Tank Museum. It's called World War II Stories. So let's go inside and check out the new exhibition here at the Tank Museum. So this is the start of the new World War II War Stories exhibition here at the Tank Museum. So it starts off with the 1939 to 1940s home front. He's got like a replica of some buildings and stuff, cinema and stuff, so let's go and check it out. Rolls-Royce Armoured Car. So they've done this bit up like an old 1930s, 1940s little shop. This would have been like living in late early 1940s.
This morning, the British ambassador in Berlin handed the German government final note, stating that unless we heard from them by 11 o'clock, that they were prepared at once to withdraw their troops from Poland, a state of war would exist between us. I have to tell you now that no such undertaking.
So World War II was declared in late 1939.
At war with Germany.
These are the tanks that took part in the Battle of Ariaz in May 1940. So let's have a quick look around these tanks, shall we? These tanks are a lot smaller and lightly armoured compared to the ones later on in the war. Now moving to Operation Compass, which happened in December 1940 to into January 1941. Some of the tanks that took part. As you see, Operation Compass was fought in the desert of Libya and Egypt. And it was the start of the African campaign. This is Operation Crusade, again part of the African campaign, which happened in November to December 1941. As you can see, there's a big campaign, over 700 tanks, 600 field guns, 118,000 men, 200 anti-aircraft gun and 650 aircraft involved. Both the British, the Germans and the Italians were all involved. some of the tanks and vehicles that are used in Operation Crusader. This is a German half-track troop carrier. It's in all desert colours. Flamethrower tank. This is the ill-fated Dieppe raid, where we landed in Dieppe, but we never got far as off the beach. A lot of British troops and tanks were lost in that raid. This is a Tunisian campaign in November to May from 42 to 43. It's when the British Army got their hands on the first American Sherman tanks. This one was especially one called the Grant, which had this extra big gun on the side. Now entering the Tunisian campaign. Throughout the early 1940s, early part of the war, the tank regiment and all the tanks' major battles were all fought in North Africa. That's why a lot of the tanks and armoured vehicles you see here are all in the desert colours. It wasn't until we landed in Italy that the Americans got involved, and you see the tanks back in the old classic green camouflage. So now moving on to February 1944 for the Battle of the Admin Box, whatever that was. This is a really cool tank. This is a bridge laying tank. So the big bridge sections on top of the roof here. Now we're moving on to the D-Day exhibition section of this all-new exhibition. The reason why this tank is in this box, because this was dropped in by air, believe it or not, by this huge, great big glider. You can see by that picture. One of the few airdrop tanks of World War II, if not the only one. Now entering the Battle of Normandy. Check out this huge big Tiger II tank. Check out the massive barrel on that gun. It's enormous. This white tank is a M10 tank destroyer based on the Sherman tank. And this is the classic, and this is the classic standard Sherman tank used by the Allied forces. And a German Panzer tank. An American half-track armoured personnel carrier. Had such a varying degrees of roles used by the Americans and the Allies. This funny looking Sherman tank was designed to as a minefield clearer. That's what these flails on the front used to spin up in front and destroy any mines. It was known as the crab. Huge, great big Panzer tank German tank destroyer. 80mm stick of armour. This is a Russian T-34, the mainstay of the Russian army in World War II. Another German tank. This unusual tank behind me is a amphibious troop carrier built for the US Marine Corps and also used in the Normandy campaign as well. As you can see behind me, there's some more tanks from the Normandy campaign. They're entering the long battle after. Sort of stories of troops that took part in World War II, and hear their stories.
I went up there underboard. When we got to Belsen concentration camp, there was a big great building. Big great building, and I'll come up and I see that nobody could understand.
It's just a big comparison of just how big some of these tank guns really are. The big one you see at the top, that's from a Tiger 1. And below it's from the Sherman, Firefly, Grant, Stuart, Crusader, and a little tiny little Vickers one at the end. Huge big gun at the top's from a post-World War II tank. This is the second one, the rest are all from World War II. And the bottom one is a World War I gun. The difference in size. Some more tanks from the Normandy campaign. This is a Jaeger Tiger. It was the biggest tank ever produced in World War II. Absolutely ginormous. Absolutely ginormous. Hi everyone, this is the conclusion of my video of the all-new World War II Stories exhibition here at the Tank Museum. I hope you enjoyed my little video, and thanks for watching. Bye.